Sigmas, you know the drill. There's a certain calmness in your demeanor, an impenetrable wall of independence that keeps you level-headed. But don't be mistaken. Your preference for solitude and seemingly aloof nature doesn't mean you're naive. In fact, one of the most potent weapons in your arsenal is the ability to see through the lies and deception that people often throw your way. Today, we're going to explore the 10 things that happen when a Sigma male knows he's being deceived. It's a fascinating blend of calculated detachment and unyielding intuition, qualities that set you apart in a world teeming with pretense. So, get comfortable, maybe grab a notepad, and prepare to delve deep into the psyche of a Sigma male when the scent of deceit is in the air. Sit back, relax, and grab your notepad because we're about to dive into the inner workings of the Sigma male when deceit is in the air. Ever notice how the vibe changes when someone lies to you? As a Sigma, you feel it instantly. It's as though an invisible switch has been flipped, igniting an internal alarm that something isn't quite right. You might be in the middle of a conversation, laughing at a joke, or sharing a story. And then, it happens. The atmosphere, previously relaxed and casual, suddenly feels charged, prickly, and off-kilter. This is the moment when the Sigma's sixth sense kicks into high gear. The lie, though veiled in smiles and seemingly innocent chit-chat, can't escape the Sigma's keen perception. You might not show it on your face or in your words, because let's be honest, you've mastered the art of concealing your emotions. But internally, a seismic shift has taken place. In the blink of an eye, your body language changes. It's subtle, almost imperceptible to the untrained eye, but it's there. A slight stiffening of the shoulders, a narrowing of the eyes, a firm set to the jaw. Your mind, previously at ease, now switches gears, swiftly moving from casual conversation mode to alert and analytical. You start dissecting every word, every gesture, every expression that comes your way. It's like flipping a switch from relaxed to watchful. You're no longer just part of the conversation. You're a silent observer, a detective gathering evidence, a player carefully planning your next move. This shift doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to confront the lie then and there. That's not the Sigma way. You're not one for unnecessary drama or confrontation. Instead, you allow the energy to do the talking. You let the lie hang in the air, unacknowledged but not unnoticed. You let the person continue, unaware that their falsehood has been detected, that they're now under your watchful gaze. It's a game of silent chess, and you've just made your first move. Sigmas don't confront the lie immediately. They let the energy speak for itself. Here's where the Sigma's patience comes into play. You see, when a Sigma male knows he's being lied to, he doesn't react impulsively. No, he takes a different route, a more strategic one. It's almost like a game of chess, where knowing the opponent's move in advance gives you the advantage. So, they sit back, observe, and let the lie unfold. What does this look like, you ask? Imagine a scenario where someone is spinning a web of deceit. The Sigma doesn't interrupt or accuse. Instead, he becomes a silent observer. He lets the person speak, all the while noting the inconsistencies in their story. He might even ask probing questions, not to confront, but to gather more information. Now, while this is happening, a fascinating process is going on inside the Sigma's mind. Every word, every gesture, every inconsistency is being stored away for future reference. Each piece of the puzzle is being meticulously analyzed and filed away. It's like watching a master detective at work. The Sigma male is gathering evidence, building a case without the other person even realizing it. But it's not just about gathering evidence. There's a certain amount of patience and self-control that comes into play here. The Sigma doesn't jump the gun. He doesn't feel the need to expose the lie the moment he spots it. He knows the value of timing. He understands that sometimes the most effective way to deal with a lie is to let it play out. Why? Because the Sigma male knows that lies have a way of unraveling themselves. And when they do, the truth becomes all the more glaring. So, he waits, watches, and bides his time. He knows that the truth, much like the sun, cannot stay hidden for long. And when it does come out, he'll be there, ready to deal with it in his own unique way. This approach might seem passive to some, but it's anything but. It's a calculated move, a strategic play. It's the long game, and it's one that the Sigma male plays exceptionally well. This ability to observe without reacting gives you the upper hand every single time. When you know someone's lying to you, something clicks inside, a subtle but firm detachment. This isn't about hostility or rudeness. It's about self-preservation. It's about keeping your peace intact amidst the turmoil of deceit. As a Sigma male, you've mastered this art of emotional distancing. You know how to erect an invisible wall between yourself and the person who tried to deceive you. This wall isn't built in anger or resentment, but in wisdom. It's a protective barrier that shields your peace from the negative energy of deceit. You see, Sigmas value authenticity. They value honesty, even when it's uncomfortable. So when someone tries to weave a web of lies around them, they don't lash out. They don't seek immediate confrontation. Instead, they take a step back. They disconnect, not physically, but emotionally. This detachment is a silent signal, a clear message to the liar that their deceit didn't go unnoticed. It's a declaration of boundaries, a firm assertion that the liar's actions weren't acceptable. But this detachment isn't a one-time act. It's a gradual process, a cautious retreat from the person who tried to deceive them. But let's be clear here. This doesn't mean that Sigma males become cold or indifferent. They continue to interact, but in a more guarded manner. They limit their emotional investment, ensuring that their peace isn't disturbed by the liar's actions. They might still laugh at their jokes, engage in their conversations, and even help them when needed. But they do so with a clear understanding that this person isn't someone they can trust fully. This detachment isn't about punishment. It's about protection. It's about ensuring that the Sigma's peace, his emotional equilibrium, isn't disrupted by the lies and deceit. It's about maintaining that calm, that tranquility that's so integral to the Sigma's identity. And that's the beauty of the Sigma male. They don't need to create drama or seek revenge when they're lied to. They simply distance themselves, mentally, emotionally, and sometimes physically, from the person who tried to deceive them. They don't need the noise of confrontation. They just need the quiet assurance that they've protected their peace and maintained their integrity. A Sigma doesn't need drama. They just need distance from deception. One of the most underappreciated Sigma strategies, letting the liar think they've fooled you. That's right. In a world where immediate reactions and confrontations are the norm, Sigma males choose a different path, a path of silence and patience. It's not about being passive, oh no, it's about being strategic. They understand that everyone is the architect of their own destiny, even the ones who resort to deception. So what does a Sigma do when they know they're being lied to? They don't go around waving a red flag, shouting, "Gotcha." They don't play their hand too soon. Instead, they sit back, observe, and let the deceiver bask in a false sense of victory. Why, you ask? Well, the answer is simple. They know that the truth has a funny way of revealing itself sooner or later. And when that happens, the liar is left with nothing but their own tangled web of deceit. There's no need for a Sigma to step in and do the dirty work. They know that time itself will pull the rug from under the deceiver's feet. But that's not all. By keeping silent, the Sigma also gives the liar enough rope to hang themselves. They let them spin their stories, pile lie upon lie, until the whole shaky structure comes crashing down. It's a game of patience, and Sigma males are the grandmasters. Now, this doesn't mean they're cold or unfeeling. Sigmas are deeply empathetic, but they also believe in accountability. They understand that every action has a consequence, and sometimes the best way to teach someone a lesson is to let them face the repercussions of their deeds. So, the next time someone tries to pull a fast one on you, remember the Sigma way. Hold your cards close, play it cool, and let them think they've won, because in the grand scheme of things, they're only setting themselves up for a fall. Sometimes, the best revenge is simply letting people live with the consequences of their deception. As a Sigma male, you've always had a strong gut feeling, a keen intuition that rarely leads you astray. This intuition, this invisible compass, is often your first line of defense when someone attempts to deceive you. Before the logical analysis and the patient observation, it's your intuition that whispers, "Something isn't right here." It's a subtle alarm bell, a nudge in the ribs that prompts you to pay closer attention. Now, intuition isn't some mystical power. It's a culmination of your experiences, your observations, and your subconscious mind working overtime. It's your brain picking up on patterns and inconsistencies that your conscious mind might overlook. And as a Sigma male, you've honed this intuition to a fine art. It's your silent partner, your unseen ally in the game of truth and deception. When dealing with a liar, your intuition helps you read between the lines. It guides you in navigating the murky waters of deception, pointing out the discrepancies in their stories, the unease in their body language, the hesitation in their voice. You might not be able to put your finger on it, but you know, deep down, that you're being lied to. But here's the thing. Your intuition isn't just about detecting lies. It also guides you in your response. It tells you when to step back, when to confront, and when to let the liar dig their own grave. It's your intuition that tells you to remain silent, to play the long game, to maintain your cool detachment. It's not about getting the last word or proving your point. It's about maintaining your integrity, your sense of self, in the face of deception. And that, dear Sigma, is the power of your intuition. It's not infallible, but it's a trusted ally, a steady guide in a world full of smoke and mirrors. Your intuition is your guide, your protector. It's a part of you, Sigma, and it serves you well in the face of deceit. So there you have it. The 10 things that happen when a Sigma male knows he's being lied to. A journey that started with a subtle shift in energy, a jolt that alerts the Sigma to the presence of deceit. This isn't a call to arms, but rather a signal to switch from a state of relaxation to one of watchful alertness. From there, we moved on to the long game. As a Sigma, you don't feel the need to confront the liar immediately. You prefer to observe, to collect data, to patiently wait for the moment when the inconsistencies in their words and actions start to show. It's a strategy that requires patience and a keen sense of observation, both of which are part and parcel of the Sigma persona. Next, we explored the concept of emotional detachment, a defensive mechanism that kicks in when a Sigma senses deception. It's not about creating drama or making a scene. Rather, it's about quietly distancing oneself, erecting an emotional firewall to keep the negativity at bay. We then discussed the power of silence, of letting the liar think they've gotten away with their deceit. It's a strategic move, one that allows the Sigma to maintain control of the situation and watch as the liar digs their own grave. Finally, we delved into the power of intuition, a Sigma's best friend when dealing with lies. This innate ability to sense when something's off, combined with a rational and strategic mind, makes a Sigma a formidable opponent in the face of deceit. All these elements contribute to the Sigma's unique approach to handling lies. It's a mix of intuition, patience, detachment, and strategic silence, all wrapped up in a calm, unshakable demeanor. It's not about seeking revenge or creating drama. It's about maintaining integrity, protecting one's peace, and staying true to oneself. Remember, Sigma, your calm demeanor, keen intuition, and strategic silence are your armor against deception. Stay true to yourself, and you'll always find your way through the lies.